Hello, and welcome to another 3BF One Shot. I'm your host, MC Right now. I'm joined by my other hosts, Mike Towndrew.
Hi. Again, Towndrew.
I did it
Motherfucker.
again.
Okay.
Mac Towndrew
And Jake
returns.
Palmer.
I don't know why I'm here.
So, on this one shot, we're actually going to discuss horror movies. So, kind of like a horror movie book club sorts. And we actually wanted Jake here, not as because he likes to watch horror movies, but because
He's
he
a pussy.
doesn't. So it would be nice to have that contrast and talk to Jake a little further in depth on why he doesn't do that. So let's start this off, Mike, between me and you,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will delve into Jake's mind.
I don't know if I want to do that.
So let's go through our top picks for recent horror movies. What stood out to us as some of the best, because one of the things with horror movies, and going into it and as a genre you love, there's a lot of crap.
Ton of crap.
Some of it's fun, most of it is, but there is a lot of stuff that's just like, it's just not even good at all, not even worth watching. So what's one of your favorites recently?
So just to clarify, we're gonna do 3 each with one shout out for movies that came out in the past 5 years.
Yep.
So I was gonna say like it's an obvious first choice, but like there's 2 on here that are like really obvious. But the biggest one recently is Get Out.
Yeah.
Get Out is a fucking masterpiece.
Seriously.
Not just for the horror elements, but just for the society aspects of it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to go too deep into it just in case people still haven't seen it, but it's just one of the most fascinating horror movies, thrillers that I've seen in recent history. I rewatched it recently. As a music nerd, I just ordered the soundtrack from Waxwork Records. Who, shout out to Waxwork Records, who they always press really cool horror vinyl.
It's creepy.
They're fucking
looking.
great. They're like the IM 8-bit of horror.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Outstanding cast. Jordan Peele is an incredible director. I am so incredibly excited for. It's called Us.
I think so.
I think it's called Us with Lupita Nyong'o. I can never say her name.
Yes.
And one of the other guys from Black Panther. I forgot his name. Winston Duke, I think. Anyways, I can't wait.
I think you're right on that.
I don't want. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, again, I don't want to spoil it just in case anybody hasn't seen it, because what makes that movie so shockingly brilliant is the surprise twist in it, and there's not much else you could say other than that it is a true horror masterpiece.
I think that's one of the movies where I actually love the alternate ending more than the actual ending that he
I
went
haven't
with.
checked out the alternate yet.
The alternate is interesting.
It is very interesting. I really like that.
I think it would have been less popular with
White people.
general audience. Yeah.
As a half black man, I know.
Well, I don't want to say
I
that.
don't want to say that. Like,
But it's just
to the people that thought this was a comedy.
Yeah,
What world are you living in?
it had elements that was funny.
Right.
well,
Like-
yeah, because I
You
mean,
know when something's supposed to be comedic, but like to say the entire overtone and story of the movie is a comedy,
Yeah, no.
you're living in
I mean,
a
comedy
fantasy
aspects.
world.
Shout out to Lakeith Stanfield, who
right.
intros that
Oh,
movie.
yeah.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
Love him. Yeah, that's my number 1 pick so far.
That's my only horror movie I've seen.
Matt, what do you got?
So number 1 for me, it's hard because all 3 of the ones I stole from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all amazing.
Mhm.
My favorite in the last 5 years though has to be It Follows.
Follows is so good.
Immediately after I got out of seeing it the first time, I went online, bought the soundtrack.
Yep.
It was one of the first vinyls I bought before I even had a record player or anything. Disaster Piece fucking nailed it. There's so
And for
many
people
songs.
who, in our audience, mostly like video game people, they did the soundtrack for Fez.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just one dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did Fez,
Just something else. Also, I can't think of it.
Hyper Light Drifter, which I have the
Yes.
vinyl for that too, and that's a big ass vinyl set piece. Oh, yeah, just everything about that movie is so good. The elements of it, the story aspect, like you don't know too much, which is what horror is to me. Like it's the fear of the unknown. Like there's always that lingering question. And
It's such a weird, out there, goofy ass concept, but it works so well.
it did. And like to the people making jokes about it, like, oh, what, it's a STD ghost. Oh, this is
So
some
it
kind
is.
of like preaching message.
it's great.
I'm like,
No,
don't even go with that mindset, man. Like, it's awesome. That movie's so good. There's
So good.
legitimate moments in that movie that made me jump. And I'm usually desensitized to horror, but I still love the genre. That's why I got a VR unit, so I can play horror in VR, because it actually gets me again. It's one of the few times I can actually get scared now.
Yeah. The utilization of, you were talking about jump scares, the utilization of wide shots and big set pieces, like just open areas, and using like the far backgrounds so effectively, that
Mhm.
movie nails it.
And yeah,
Like-
because any moment in that movie could be a jump scare, because it's
You just
without
see
giving away, like,
people walking, but you see one
something's
person in
gonna-
a
yeah.
crowd walking in a straight line towards the camera, and it
So-
could, usually, and it's not, they don't make it obvious. Like usually, if it's like a whatever movie, it'll just be the focal point of the shot walking center in the
Right.
frame. And It Follows, sometimes it's just a random extra walking all the way off frame, like sometimes half the fucking body is shown,
Mhm.
walking in a straight line to surprise you. Brilliant.
I love that movie so much. So that's my number one. What's your number two?
Number two, or that's the thing, like all these are like
Right.
1.1,
Gotta be in.
1.2, 1.3. I'm going for The Witch.
Yeah.
The Witch is gnarly.
You know, out of all of the times I hear you guys talking about The Witch, I thought Matt would have taken The Witch.
It's good. Like I wanted it to be more scary than it was, but I still respect the hell out of that
Mm.
movie.
It's-
it is tense the entire time, because like it
That's- yep.
builds that atmosphere, and like you feel like something is going to happen.
And-
So
I do understand that movie is not for everybody because of how slow it is,
Mhm.
but the pacing is what makes that movie so brilliant. Because it is tense is the word to use for that film. It's tense. It's beautiful. A lot of people give it a lot of shit also because they can't understand the characters, but it's authentic to that time. It's
Mhm.
Old English,
Yep.
fucking in Salem and shit. God, and it's just such a. We were talking about this recently with Hereditary, and me and you compared Hereditary to this. How we wish Hereditary took cues from The Witch. The Witch doesn't give you any story. You're following this family. There is obviously a witch out there somewhere, but the end, fucking, is completely unexpected.
Fantastic.
It's fantastic. It's so well done. It comes out of fucking nowhere.
Mhm.
Seriously, like one of my favorite scenes. Again, I don't want to spoil any of these things, because especially for The Witch and It Follows, because I feel like not a lot of people have seen it. My favorite scene at the end is when she's the main character is talking to somebody.
Yes, exactly. And I don't want to give away.
I don't want to give it away, but the dialogue between these two characters is fucking brilliant and beautifully written. And I remember seeing that movie for the first time, and it made me so upset that I saw it in like a big like multiplex kind of theater. I saw it at my local Alamo Draft House, and if you guys know anything about Yonkers, New York, we don't really have the greatest citizens. The movie ended, and the guy next to me was like, "Well, that was the shittiest thing I ever saw in my life," and everybody in the theater laughed, and we're like, everybody was talking, kind of agreeing with him. It was like, "Fuck, the latest Paranormal Activity was so much better. How is this nothing like The Conjuring? What the fuck? This is so weird and lame and blah blah blah." It's like, you guys don't get it.
Mm-mm.
What the fuck?
And I didn't have an audience like that. I think there were like 4 people in the theater when I saw it. My best friend Jared, I dragged him with me because he doesn't watch horror
Yeah.
movies. But my experience was almost ruined because there's some asshole kitty corner to us eating kernel by kernel popcorn with his mouth open the entire fucking movie and talking. I was like,
Assholes, man.
fuck this guy up.
But yeah, again, like Get Out. I mean, I'm gonna probably say these for all these. It's a fucking masterpiece. It's a
Yeah.
beautiful film. It just plays with your emotions so much, and that's the most tense I've ever felt in a very long time watching a movie.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that nothing has reached that level for me since then. So
No.
that's 1.2.
Yeah.
Matt.
So 2 on my list would probably have to be Evil Dead, the remake.
The remake.
So, going into this movie with so much trepidation because I'm such a fan of the originals and how they're marketing this one as a true horror movie. So I was glad that like they are separating it, but as someone like who was still holding out hope for like another Evil Dead with Bruce Campbell and stuff, which we later got down the road with
The show.
Evil Dead, which is now rest in peace. But oh god, going into that movie, I'd make it a point to whenever a horror movie comes out not to watch really any of the marketing for it,
Smart.
because trailers and stuff today already give away too much. Just the fucking soundscape of that movie, right as it starts and everything, you know what you're in for. And there's so many callbacks to the original series too. Like I was one of the few people, even though like it's generally like there are terrifying moments in the movie, I was one of the few people in the audience laughing, because there are parts in that movie that if you watch the originals, you know that that's what they're referencing from the originals, and it's actually hilarious what they're referencing.
Yeah.
So like it made me seem kind of insane because I'm laughing at someone losing a limb and stuff. But no, everything about that movie, the practical effects, everything, that movie was shot on such a low budget, looks phenomenal. All the special effects and everything, absolutely loved it. Loved all the gore, everything.
I remember seeing that in theaters, and I immediately went home, and I was too afraid to go to sleep, so I bootlegged. It was out at the same time. Oz the Great and Powerful with James Franco.
Oh my god!
So I needed something to just chill me out. Dude,
that's a palate cleanser.
Yeah, mainly it was the look, the costume design, and the makeup department, and that crew just fucking kills it with how the demons look when they're possessing the Cabiners.
The Deadites.
The Deadites. For a fucking remake, it's so impressive. That sounded weird, but it's a great fucking movie.
No,
it's
like
fantastic.
Most oftentimes remakes ruin it.
Yeah.
They did not at all.
They did not. Shout out to Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi, and I forget the director's name. He also did Don't Breathe, and he's
working
on something else.
He did Don't Breathe. He did. I'll look up quick. Vamp for a second.
Yeah.
I didn't finish my sentence. I meant to say shout out to Sam Raimi for trusting them.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam Raimi for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Doesn't really hold up.
No, it does not.
I still think the second one's really good.
Yeah.
I do want to rewatch them. Evil Dead remake. Sorry, everybody. I'm feeling up time.
I was gonna talk, but if you want to
cannot find it. And I found IMDb. And I'm scrolling down now. Fede Alvarez.
Yes, that guy.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did Don't Breathe.
He's working on something right now.
Yeah,
he got attached to
the girl in the spider's web.
That's right.
That's interesting.
Which I wasn't sure I wanted to check out just because it's not the cast and it's not David Fincher anymore. But if he's directing it,
if he's doing it, I'm in.
Check it out. Yeah.
And Don't Breathe 2 is in development.
I didn't see the first one.
It's great. You should check it out.
Okay.
Again, go into that one blind because that as a surprise. That's like
I love doing that with every horror movie. So
yeah.
I feel like you have to do that with horror movies. One little spoiler can just ruin the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep. My final call out, my 1.3 is also a remake. It.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait for part 2.
Talk about a movie that had no right being this fucking good.
I know. Like that was the biggest movie like I was afraid about. Like Evil Dead was up there, but then like fucking Tim Curry, how
do you have the balls to touch this movie?
Fucking,
and
some of the
cast
members are dead from the original, and it's like, oh fuck, you guys are touching sacred ground here. Like it's a kind of shitty made for TV horror movie, but it's so fucking good for all the stuff they had to take out of it. But oh my god, the remake,
like fucking Bill Skarsgård is the most brilliantly perfect choice to play Pennywise. He is terrifyingly unsettling and just so fun to watch. They released that scene like prior. Yeah, they released a scene of him and Georgie. Thank you. Thanks, Jake.
Wow, I knew that one.
They released a scene of him and Georgie meeting for the first time prior to the film coming out. I didn't watch it until
Yeah,
I didn't want to watch it, but after the movie came out, I kept watching that scene over and over again because I loved him interacting with the kids. It's just so fun to watch. It's so endearing. It weirdly has heart.
Yeah.
It's like interesting, and like you kind of give a shit about Pennywise. Like you kind of root for him a little bit. It's like, get the fucker, you deserve it.
And then
and the kids are fucking brilliant.
oh, everyone in that movie is awesome.
Finn Wolfhard is awesome in it.
That kid, man. What can he do? He's going to be a young Troy Baker. That's all he is. Because he's in a band.
Playing it. He's on tour. He's playing in Manhattan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Guys got it.
But like, so after like the entire enjoyable tour ride that movie was and everything, and then at the end when they showed the letters, and then fucking says chapter 1, I'm like, fuck yes.
So good. And like, just to talk about chapter 2 for a second, the cast is fucking perfect
insane.
and insane. And you see like the side by side shots.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain,
Bill Hader,
the fucking Old Spice guy.
Oh my God, Isaiah Mustafa.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just obviously Bill Skarsgård back.
Yep.
Yeah.
I cannot fucking.
It's
wait
like
for
one of my most anticipated things. It's seriously like one of my favorite movies of all time.
Like I didn't buy it on Blu-ray because I heard the director's cut's coming out.
Yes.
This year. So
I'm waiting for that.
I'm waiting for that.
When's that supposed
same.
to come out? Not the director's cut, but chapter 2.
2
next year, some
Okay.
point. I'll look that up.
But yeah, because there's a scene that they talked about on Bloody Disgusting that never made the cut of the original. That I hope, like, it sounded like they did film part of it, like it's olden times.
Today they announced that part is going to be in the new film, like for sure, in the actual cut of the film. Because I bet like now, because I think it was the most money a horror movie made in the past. Like it broke a shit ton of records.
It was the highest grossing horror movie.
So I'm
'cause
sure
before-
they could get away with whatever the fuck they want now.
Was Get Out like before it was Get Out the first one, or then it?
I would think Get Out didn't make a lot of money.
No,
It didn't. Oh
No, critically it's incredible. Like it's a
Right.
masterpiece, all that stuff. It obviously won Oscars, but well,
I thought
Jordan won the Oscar.
You're right.
But
Dang, I thought that one actually made.
no, I mean, it is just such a known name. It's such a household name. I think I could argue that it's probably the most popular horror movie.
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
like
Kind
there's
of.
so many people that didn't want to see it because they're fucking afraid
Afraid of
of
clowns. And
because
Pennywise.
of the original. So like, think of how much more money they could have gotten if those people who are afraid of clowns went and saw it.
According to IMDb,
Didn't get my money.
It too is currently in production. I think they just started filming yesterday, actually. And it's expected September 6th, 2019.
I'm
It's not that far.
I don't do clowns.
It's
just
funny. Like
so
that movie
good.
didn't scare me about clowns. The movie that scared me of clowns was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Outer Space.
Oh my
Fuck yeah.
God.
But yeah, I mean, I could gush about it.
That is one that's on the list to see, though. Like,
Yeah.
I
And
do,
again, like The Witch, it is just a fucking fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm.
I
it
wanna
is
see
high
it. It's
production
just-
Witch.
Yeah, I want to see it. It's just I know I'm gonna get the crap scared out of me.
Yeah, just wait for the director's cut and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now it sounds like I need.
Did Matt, did the special effects bother you? Because I heard a lot of criticism about the special effects, but nothing bugged me, like the CG stuff.
No, like there was a couple bad CG spots. You can pick them out.
Yeah.
But if you're a
Didn't
fan
bug
of
me.
horror, you see bad.
Yeah, you
I was
see
like-
shitty things all the
I-
time.
I was about to say, like, even as someone who doesn't watch horror, like from previews I've seen of horror movies, I'm like, that had nothing anywhere close to being bad.
But
Yeah.
I think like we're not going to get that in the sequel.
No,
I think
because-
they're going to give them the budget whatever they want.
Yeah. Who puts that out? I forgot. Was it like it's a big studio, right?
That
Wasn't Sony.
No, it wasn't Sony. Wasn't Universal. Who was it?
Oh, maybe it was Sony then. Maybe it was
Yeah.
Columbia,
Didn't Columbia do the original?
like the TV series, the TV mini
Yeah.
thing.
it
I
might
hate
be both.
IMDb that they don't really make that easy to find.
No, they don't.
I found the tech aspects super easy.
Of course.
So check this shit out. Yeah, the budget was 35 mil. Opening weekend was 123 mil, and gross worldwide was 700 mil.
That's insane.
That's insane for a horror movie.
Yeah.
With clowns.
God, Solo even wish it made that much money.
Yeah. Fuck it. I think it's Columbia. That
think
sounds
it-
right to me. Yeah.
Because whenever I try to Google which studio owns the movie It, all I get is fucking Walt Disney Marvel crap.
So Walt Disney owns it. Great. Good job. Good job, Disney.
Matt, your last one is also one of my favorites.
So yeah, I heard so much talk about this movie before I finally got to see it. I think I waited until it was on Amazon Prime. That just made me want to check it out because everyone was talking about this movie. Fucking went into it not knowing anything. Fucking just adored the crap out of it. I was expecting a little more of a monster movie until like I got to the ending and I figured everything out, what was going on. I don't want to spoil it for anyone. I will
with
say,
this one also don't.
I will say, after finished watching it the second time with friends, they were like, they were saying things about what was going on and everything. Like, no, that's not that kind of movie. Like, this is actually what's going on. Yeah. It's hard to say what I'm saying without spoiling anything, but Mike probably picks up what I'm talking about.
I am lost.
You didn't say the name of the movie also.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm like,
Babadook!
Yes, The Babadook.
oh my God. I'm like, what freaking movie is this?
It's like, I get it. You like to
can't
build
even
up
say
like
movie.
anticipation and stuff. It's like, yeah, you can do this a lot, but this is a fucking long one. Dude,
Yeah, this is a very long one.
The
Yeah.
Babadook is so good.
Babadook.
Babadook.
So yeah, I bought the actual pop-up book, which they added pages to.
Yeah.
For
I have the pop-up vinyl. It's a gatefold that just pops up.
Yeah, that looks creepy.
Yeah, brilliant cast. The mother and the child are fucking
Mhm.
awesome in it. The kid plays that role, like that fucking
Oh,
prick
so
kid
good.
role so well.
Nope, this is an instant no for me.
It's so good.
It's-
My favorite, again, not to spoil or anything, but my favorite scenes in that movie is like the TV scenes. If you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yes.
So good. It's awesome.
I need to watch that
Nope.
again.
I've watched that. I probably watch that at least once a year around Halloween ever since
Mhm.
I first saw it.
Well,
So good.
like last October was the first October Al and I were together. So every October I have a watch list of movies for every day of October.
Nice.
So and she hasn't really seen anything
Horror.
in the horror genre. So like it was kind of like a list of like the classics, which it was some stuff sprinkled in. So this
Yeah.
year it's gonna be like my favorites and stuff, more recent stuff. So Babadook's gonna make an appearance in October.
My favorite part of ever since I started working here, the Jacob Burns Film Center in Pleasantville, New York. Every October, like around Halloween, we do a 12-hour overnight Halloween marathon.
Man, that's awesome.
It's seriously my favorite thing that this organization does, and I look forward to it every year. And like as soon as it's over, I'm like, all right, ready for next year. What's the
Yeah.
list? Like this past year, we did we opened with Get Out. The programmer here runs a podcast called We Hate Movies. Go subscribe, check them out. They're fucking awesome. And they usually do a live commentary over really shitty horror movies. So
Oh,
this
nice.
year was I Know What You Did Last Summer
Yeah.
on 35, which I really appreciated.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was that. It was Suspiria. It was the movie
Ooh.
that Matt still needs to see, Eels/Them.
Yes, I know. But that's the first thing I'm doing on Wednesday, my first day off.
Fucking Tragedy Girls, Night of the Living Dead. I'm forgetting a lot of the other ones. Suspiria.
I still need to see Return of the Living Dead.
I don't think I have either.
Like I always
I've
hear
seen
about
Night,
like how
obviously,
punk rock that movie is.
Yeah.
I need to
see
check
it.
that one out. Suspiria, fucking another remake. I'm fucking excited.
It looks
for.
so good.
Like that
The
trailer
fucking
fucking gave me chills. Like, oh
Dude.
shit.
The director of Call Me by Your Name with Tom York doing the score. Fucking kidding me?
Oh, I can't wait for it. And we're getting the new Halloween movie this year.
That looks fucking awesome
Oh
too.
my
Fucking
God.
stoked for that.
Yeah.
It's a good time to
Um,
be in horror.
It's a good time. So I'm up for a shout out, right?
Yeah.
So my shout out is Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah.
Cabin in the Woods is just, it's scary-ish, but it's just such a fun, campy, make fun of yourself kind of movie.
I love the humor in that movie. It's
so
well
good.
done.
Again, the twist in that movie is so fucking cool. Like, it's not even a thing that like you have to wait till the end. Like
Right.
there is a twist at the end also, but as soon as the movie starts, it's
for
like
anyone who saw it in theaters and only watched the trailers, because the trailers,
Yeah.
like
they didn't show shit.
I didn't see this movie until it came out on DVD Blu-ray, because my friends saw it in theaters and were pissed off at it because they were going in expecting it as a horror movie. So,
A horror
the
movie, like an
entire
Evil
time,
Dead-esque movie.
Yeah, they were having that mindset. I'm like, oh, okay. And then came out and I checked it out, like, you guys are fucking crazy. This movie's awesome.
Yeah. That's how, like, I feel like that's why we got Until Dawn,
hmm
because it's very inspired by Until Dawn, or Until Dawn's very inspired by it.
I really want them to make a new Until Dawn.
I know, me too. The director of Cabin in the Woods, his new movie looks fucking awesome. I'm kind of expecting a similar vibe. It's not horror, not really horror, but more action thriller. It looks like.
What's it called?
Fuck, something hotel. This episode is a lot of looking up.
Oh! I know what you're talking about.
Jeff Bridges is in it.
Yeah,
Um,
a lot of people.
Chris
are in that movie.
Hemsworth is in it.
That's
Yeah.
what I just laughed at. I'm like, Chris Hemsworth is in this movie.
Yeah. He's fucking
and
awesome in it.
Drew Goddard. He's
Yes.
the director, right? Yeah.
There you go.
He did the first season of Daredevil, which
Yep.
was fucking masterclass.
Yep.
Yeah, that guy is awesome.
Jake, have you seen Cabin in the Woods?
No, but it is.
I would recommend it.
I'm looking at it right now, and I'm like, this is something I actually might.
You could.
It's
very much
not.
enjoy that
Yeah.
movie.
Like
Yeah.
there are some like jump scare
Right.
moments, but like it's
But
not.
It's more
it-
like having
it's-
fun
it's
with the
what-
horror genre.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's making fun of itself.
when we go into it. Oh, Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's why I said it's
That's
very
it.
Whedon-esque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to that. I was actually
No,
looking
you're
at photos. I'm like, oh, this is something I could actually.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. Yeah, Cabin in the Woods.
So
What's your shout out?
my shout out is a movie that came out on Netflix this year. I think it was this year. The Ritual.
Hell yeah.
Came out of nowhere. I thought I heard
Hell yeah.
saw like maybe two things on this, like for Bloody Disgusting and stuff like that. That movie is good.
Movie's
uh,
gnarly.
Just the atmosphere, the acting in it's pretty good too.
Yeah, it's fine.
Um,
It's
the last part of the movie, like with what's happening and everything, and like I didn't think they were gonna show it, and you see that thing, like, oh. And I love the way
Again-
they did the effects because
yeah. Going back to like talking about costume design and makeup art, the thing,
Mhm.
it's fucking awesome looking,
yeah,
and it looks legit and looks terrifying.
yeah, that movie's good.
like you, it just kind of came out of nowhere. I saw it on Netflix. I was like, oh, this looks cool. Watched it. I was like, oh. I keep pitching it to friends as modern day Witch.
yeah, I'd definitely say that. It
Obviously,
has-
not as like methodical or anything. It's a
right.
little
Yeah,
more
it definitely
action-y,
has
but
more like Hollywood.
It's faster paced than
but-
horror. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, similar to It Follows, the way the cinematographer utilizes backgrounds in that movie.
Mhm.
Some of my favorite shots, and again, I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like shots of just the woods.
Oh god,
I'm sure
yeah.
you know what
That
I
was
mean.
Awesome, yeah.
Because like you just don't expect it every fucking time, and every time
No.
it's terrifying. It's so good.
hmm
That's a movie that came out this year. It's one of my favorite movies of the year so far. It's
Yeah.
in my like top 3 probably for sure. The fact that it came out of nowhere and it's a fucking Netflix
Seriously.
movie, and like not to talk shit about Netflix or anything,
No,
but
I would've
Netflix
seen
puts
this
out a
movie
lot
in
of stuff.
theaters. Yeah.
It's awesome.
So that ends us to the first portion of this episode. The reason Jake's been, silently slaving away over here, just like waiting to talk and stuff, is because Jake doesn't do horror. When 2/3 of us do, and 1/3's like, we kind of want to figure out why Jake doesn't do horror. So we wanted Jake on here to talk about all that stuff.
So here's the weird thing. I used to watch horror movies back in the day, and maybe I just watched the wrong ones.
Mhm.
But it felt like it started getting to a point where all horror movies were just blood and gore. There's
Yeah.
nothing scary about it.
Yeah.
There was just nothing. There's no good story to it. It was just lame. So I fell out of the whole horror genre, and I just never went back to it.
Mhm.
But I think Get Out was like the first horror movie I've watched since like old back in '90s, even early 2000 movies.
Mhm.
So when we started this topic up, that's why we specifically kept it for the past 5 years, because we should have said this at the top of the show.
Mhm.
There's a horror resurgence happening
Yeah.
Right.
in the 2010s. It's fucking
Mhm.
incredible.
Where it's not just like
It's not just blood and gore and shock
Yeah.
value and jump scares. Like personally for me, like similar to how you aren't crazy about the 90s stuff, the early 2000s with like Paranormal Activity, The Conjuring, stuff like that, I can't.
No.
It's just jump scares. I'm just like fucking whatever.
Yeah.
I enjoy them. Like they're fine, but there's
yeah.
no
popcorn horror.
substance. Yeah, it's popcorn horror.
Yeah.
I think the first Paranormal Activity is with the original cut ending
The
of that
original.
movie.
Yeah, I saw
It's
it
fucking
without
awesome.
the original cut, and then like the text appears at the end.
Yeah.
What made that movie for me, just because like the whole movie was kind of bullshit because of that, was the dude in the audience just after the text appears on screen, he's like, "Fuck that."
And just to make sure, we're talking about the original cut where, spoiler for Paranormal
She jumps
Activity
at the
1.
camera.
No, there's the original cut.
No, I'm saying the one I saw.
Oh, that one's bullshit. The original cut is
Yeah.
where the cops come in and shoot her.
No,
that
I
that
would
one's
much
fucking
prefer
awesome. Yeah.
that they turned it into a franchise, and actually
Yeah.
died out before they could tell the whole story.
Good
Yeah.
job.
They wanted to sequelize it so they could
Yeah.
bring her back in every fucking 7 of
Yeah.
them.
So
Anyways,
So
Yeah.
so I fell out of horror movies. I never watched them. You told me to watch Get Out, and I finally watched it, and I absolutely loved it. That was such a great movie. I want more movies like that where I don't need to see so much blood and gore as much as like I play horror video games. Like I don't want to see so much blood and gore, which is like really uncomfortable just watching this. I'm like, this is not scaring me. It's just disgusting in a way. It's not even thought out well on how it's being done. So
Yeah.
I think I just fell out of the whole series. Like I don't mind getting scared. Like that's why I play the video games, because I get scared more from video games than the movies. So
yeah, for sure. Because you're the one in control. So,
exactly. Like
It's
Resident
a
Evil,
little more
Resident Evil 7 was like the first game in a little while that's like, I don't want to go through this. I don't want to go
Play
through this
that in
house.
VR, dude.
Oh my
I
god.
played the entire thing in VR. It's
So good.
awesome.
It's so good.
So good.
and it's
The
just,
one thing I love about that though, because it actually adds something that you can't do playing it in regular. You can peek,
Yeah, you could.
like you can move your head and you can peek around the walls. Like,
It's like, is his fucking father around the corner?
hearing those footsteps,
moment-
man.
Hearing the footsteps in like with headphones and stuff, and the moment where he crashes through the wall
Oh
when he's
my
chasing
God,
after you for the first
forget
time. Fuck that.
that.
awesome.
I like threw the controller when that moment happened. I'm like, wait, I need to get out of here.
So
Um,
good.
But yeah, it's just something I fell out of. Like,
I could safely recommend most of the movies that we talked
yeah, I
about.
was gonna say like almost every.
Other maybe with because you mentioned
Not
blood
Evil
and gore
Dead.
stuff.
Yeah.
Not Evil Dead.
no, oh, I know.
Other than that,
Yeah,
It follows Babadook, Ritual. Ritual has
I already saw
a little bit.
I already saw
Just a little
Babadook,
bit?
and I'm like, that's a no. That's a no for me, pal.
Dude, so good.
I saw the
It-
I saw the
it's
pictures. I'm
really-
like, what was it? Was it Babadook? And then not Cabin in the Woods. I was looking at something else.
It?
No.
The Witch.
It might be something I would watch only because I did like the original.
Mhm.
But I still
like I
hate-
said,
I
Bill
still
is
hate
just so
clowns.
enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
Everyone in that movie is good.
yeah.
Everyone in the movie's good.
It was mainly Babadook though that I saw, and I was like, that's a no for me. That's just a no.
Well, okay, but there's no gore in that one.
I don't
that-
care. I already saw what the guy looked like, and I'm like, that's a no. And
Oh, well, see,
the child, I think really scares me the most. Like, I just don't like children.
It's like the sweet spot. Like, granted, Get Out is a big budget kind of. The sweet spot. Most of the movies we're talking is like mid-tier indie
Mhm.
horror that's coming out right now. Like what we talked about. A Girl Walks Alone at Night.
I love that movie.
I'm trying to think of like more mid-tier ones. Came out last year. You're gonna make fun of me because it's a A24 movie, but Joel Edgerton's in it.
Oh, It Comes at Night.
It Comes at Night.
Hmm.
Like things like
I
that
would
are just
recommend
like
that to take.
It Comes at Night's great too. Again, a movie that was like mismarketed and it's not really what you expect.
No, it's an atmospheric post-apocalyptic movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Very Last of Us vibes.
Yeah, it's not a horror movie.
So
Yeah.
here's a movie I wanted
Oh,
to see.
fucking Raw. Not really a horror movie, but
I still
Raw.
need to get. I still need to finish watching that.
Fuck. I don't know why I didn't think of that. That would have been in one of the tops.
So
But yeah,
here-
almost all of these like you could go into.
what was that movie that came out early this year? I don't think Matt saw it either. It had was it John Krasinski in it?
Oh, Quiet
no,
Place.
I really wanted to see that.
Quiet Place is fucking brilliant.
That's
Also,
one on the list I need to see.
it's nice to
should
see
be
that.
com-
Like,
that should be coming out soon, right?
probably.
I hope.
That's another example. Like It and Get Out. Like the higher budget stuff is getting good.
Yeah.
Like these big studios are getting the idea. They're getting the influences from A24 and Annapurna and all these other Netflix. A Quiet Place is fucking awesome. They're working on the sequel, which I'm very interested to see. I'm excited. I want more of that universe, but
But is it something that really needs a sequel?
doesn't
Your
need it.
opinion?
But it could do the thing. This isn't spoiling it or anything. We could do the thing how we were kind of talking about The Last of Us a long time ago. Let's move away from Joel and Ellie. Like we don't need to see anymore.
Right.
Let's go to a different. A Quiet Place takes place in upstate New York. Let's go to California. Let's go to the middle of the country. Like let's see different environments. That's what I would want out of A Quiet Place too. I am also very happy that there was rumors going into that movie that it was a Cloverfield sequel. So happy it wasn't.
Yeah.
It's you could see that like they were thinking about it because of how they show. Spoiler alert: they show the creatures at some point.
Goes up for streaming next Friday.
Nice.
Oh, sick.
Sweet.
Nice.
I'm definitely gonna.
Speaking of disappointments, Cloverfield Paradox. I love 10 Cloverfield
I liked it.
Lane.
10 Cloverfield Lane's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm saying brilliant a lot this
I was
episode.
voting for that. Like I didn't care if like it directly ties into Cloverfield, the original. Like I love that the second one didn't. But they tried way too much with this one and it felt like it was a different movie and then they tied the Cloverfield stuff to it.
With the ending,
Yeah.
which didn't need. It kind of
I
ruined
was
the movie.
much more interested in when it was just its own movie and not like the spliced in Cloverfield stuff imagery in the movie and the ending.
Same.
So yeah, that was my thoughts on that. Fuck that movie.
Jake, realistically, how likely are you to check out most of these movies?
I have The Cabin in the Woods, It Comes at Night, and A Quiet Place up, so I remember those.
It Follows.
It follows.
It might still be on Netflix.
It Follows was the one about I think I saw what it was, where something happens after a sexual encounter. It was saying.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Ugh.
The score on it's so good.
It showed me the picture
Score
of
is
an old
nasty.
lady just outside. I'm just like,
You got this, Jake. You got this. Stop looking up the monsters.
I'm not looking at the monsters. I'm looking at photos for that, like production photos. Poor girl, cuffed to the chair. Okay,
Well,
get out of here. Get out of here.
Awesome. Thank you both for joining me today. Mike, where can they find you?
You can find me at Teedro1214. That's TEEDRO1214. PSN, Instagram, Twitter, all that stuff. MikeTowndrow.com.
MacTowndrow.com.
MacTowndrow.com. I'm not buying that. No.
Yeah,
No,
don't buy
I
that.
wouldn't. I wouldn't. You just buy it just to link it to MikeTowndrow.com. That's all it does.
Jake, where can people find you?
Jake P47, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, PlayStation, maybe.
You can find me at Ships42 on Twitter and Instagram. Seriously, thank you all for joining and listening to us today. Just gorge about horror movies, which my favorite genre. I think Mike said the same.
Not mine.
So happy we're in a horror renaissance now.
Yeah.
Seriously, thank you for listening. Have a great day.
And before we leave, and if you're listening to this the Friday it's releasing, we are all in San Francisco right now for Kind of Funny Prom. So
Well,
I'm sure we're
I will
wandering
be
around
there
town.
Saturday, but
Don't ruin the story.
No, no.
No. I'm talking to him.
Okay, well, I'm currently in San Francisco, and these guys will be here on Saturday. So if
I will be there Friday too.
come find us, hang out, say hi. We're around. Vote for me for Prom King.
Yes, that's the
I
main
already
thing.
did. I already did.
Wait, where's the link? Where can we find the link?
I got an email.
We got the email for the nominations. The link for voting will go up on Tuesday.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
It's up by the time you guys are listening to this.
Nomination. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's not let anybody else win. This man almost died for us. All right. He's here.
There it is.
See, there it is. Don't listen to the people that are proposing during Kind of Funny Prom. That's not where you do this.
Spoilers, just in case that she listens.
I didn't say names. And if you're getting proposed to on that weekend, congratulations.
I mean,
But this is not what
seriously,
it's
shout
about.
out to anyone who does that, because I think that happens every time the Kind of Funny community.
Oh yeah.
does
Yeah.
get together.
No.
So seriously, couldn't be happy for whoever.
But-
it is this
But
time.
this man
There's no one
almost
else
died.
getting. This meant no one else died, and no one else is getting a fucking Portillo tattoo.
That's right. Spoilers. But he's getting the tattoo. And where is he getting the tattoo? On his wiener.
Oh,
Oh, no. That's not
No.
true. No.
No.
All right.
It's on his leg apparently.
Oh, well, I thought it was going to be wiener for the wiener. So, still vote for him.
Yep.
It would have been commitment, though.
Awesome. Great wrap up. Y'all have a fantastic week. We'll see you out in San Fran if you're around.
Bye.
stay spooky.